Good evening, everyone. Meteorologist Carmelo Lattuca in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Lots to talk about. We had destructive storms earlier this morning that produced winds over 90 miles per hour here in the capital city. And then we are looking out for another round of severe thunderstorms. Winds probably not as strong as what we saw this morning, but it probably won't take too much in terms of the wind speed to cause additional damage. We're likely seeing a lot of trees that are likely damaged across the city right now. Numerous tree branches were down, not only in Lincoln, but across much of southern, southeastern, and eastern Nebraska. So we're get straight to it. Let's start off with our Lincoln Weather Almanac as always. High temperature today. Missing a lot of information from the Lincoln Airport today. The sensor was down for much of the day, so officially the high temperature is 85 degrees. We picked up just under 0.2 of an inch of rain. That was very early into the morning hours. And as we take a look at the precipitation almanac, you're going to notice that we're still running slightly below average for the month, just about 1/10 of an inch below normal. We're still running well below normal for the year overall. In terms of rain in the capital city this morning, for the most part, rainfall totals between about 1/4 of an inch, maybe up towards 1/2 an inch. I've seen some totals, though, closer to 3/4 of an inch and nearly 1 inch of rain at far northwestern Lincoln. Very hit and miss. The farther northwest you went, the likelier you were going to see those heavier rainfall totals, lesser amounts farther to the south and east. And you can see that in our observed precipitation over the last 24 hours. You can see where those storms started just to the south of Hastings, moved east for a little bit. Once they got it right around York, they started to turn a little bit more to the northeast, and they kind of clipped the capital city, but they moved just to the north and west, and then moved between basically Omaha as well as into Tacoma, and then out towards Storm Lake into northwestern Iowa. But not a lot of rainfall totals in terms of the last 24 hours. A lot more rain is expected, though, over the next 24 to 48 hours. Morning temperatures were in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And as we take a look at out of our sky view cams, a lot of cloud cover out towards North Platte. We're seeing cloud cover in Lincoln, O'Neill, and Omaha as well. And the current conditions here in the capital city, we're still holding on to the low 80s. Feels like it's close to 90 degrees. Thanks to that humid dew point of 76 degrees. Temperatures across town right now range anywhere from the low to mid 80s, 80 to 85 degrees overall. Temperatures across the state in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Warmest locations in central and eastern Nebraska. A little bit cooler off to the west where we have seen some rain-cooled air move into the region. But our dew points are just so humid out there right now in central and eastern Nebraska in the mid to upper 70s. So ample moisture for thunderstorm development tonight. These are going to be efficient rainmakers. Could see multiple inches of rain. More on that in just a moment. But our feel-like temperature still in the upper 80s to low 90s. Wind speed variable in direction, generally out of the north or east at right around 5 to 10 miles per hour. A little bit breezier out in Bedford, 22 mile per hour wind gusts, or 22 mile per hour wind speed, sustained wind gusts up to 28 miles per hour. But as we take a look at satellite and radar, the only severe thunderstorm warning that we have at this time is in far southwestern Nebraska. Let's take a little bit of a closer look at that. We're indicating possibly some quarter-sized hail, 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Again, not confirmed, indicated by radar. This is going to be for Dundee County and southwestern Nebraska, and it looks like this could be in also Cheyenne County, Rawlins, as well as in Sherman. Obviously, some of those counties into northwestern Kansas, but covers 2 of our counties in southwestern Nebraska. Moving a little bit farther to the north, we did see some severe thunderstorms in Cherry County, moving into Brown and Rock County earlier this evening. Those storms have pulsed up, then they weakened a little bit, but we're seeing some additional development. Can't rule out some severe thunderstorms off to the north and west. And then in southeastern Nebraska, we're starting to see some thunderstorm development to the north of Grand Island, to the west of Columbus. Could be raining in Columbus fairly shortly, but much of southeastern Nebraska dry. We should expect to see thunderstorm development between now and right around 9 to 10 p.m. and even more so as we get closer to the midnight hour. Taking a look at the regional picture, a lot of cloud cover across the state and more so to the west. Severe thunderstorm warnings in northeastern Colorado. Pretty active across the Midwest at this time. Across the deep south and off to the east, not as active as it is across the Midwest, and you can see where the weather alerts are. We have flood watches from northeastern Kansas into southeastern Nebraska, northern Missouri, southern Iowa, into western Illinois, and southern portions of Wisconsin, with a severe thunderstorm watch out into northern and western Nebraska. That's until 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Again, only one severe thunderstorm warning at this time. Likely going to see additional severe thunderstorm warnings as we go throughout the night. But as we take a look at our severe weather outlook for Saturday, this has changed drastically. This is our 8 p.m. update. We have a slight risk for scattered severe thunderstorms that now covers a good portion of the state from North Platte to McCook to south central Nebraska to the capital city and up towards Omaha. Marginal risk in those green shaded areas. But Sunday, no severe weather risk across the state. General thunderstorm outlook. Could see some isolated severe thunderstorms farther to our south. Now, as we take a look at Skycast between now and 11 p.m., thunderstorm coverage only expected to ramp up. That continues into the overnight hours. We might not really quiet down until 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. Interesting, and maybe more a little bit ironically, that's when severe weather started to ramp up here in the capital city Saturday morning. But that's when it could be ending Sunday morning. We could see some remaining showers and storms throughout the day, but not as active as what we have seen over the last 48 hours, or what will have been the last 48 hours. Could see some showers and storms tomorrow night, but the bulk of the activity will be into Kansas as well as into Oklahoma, and then maybe some showers heading into Monday morning with decreasing cloud cover throughout the day on Monday. This is also a drastic change from what I showed earlier in the newscast. This is our flash flooding risk here in south central and southeastern Nebraska. Let me zoom in just a little bit now, because we were under a marginal risk in Lincoln. We are now under the moderate risk for flash flooding. That covers much of southeastern Nebraska as well. We could see multiple inches of rain, and that is why that flood watch was warranted. We also have a slight risk for flash flooding and a moderate risk for flash flooding tomorrow in far southeastern Nebraska. How much rain are we talking about over the next 3 days? Well, as we wait for our colors to populate here in just a moment, in the flood watch, which I was talking about just a little while ago, 1 to 3 or more inches fairly possible at this point. In far southeastern Nebraska, localized totals up to 5 inches of rain or more. And you can see where we're talking about these purple and these red shaded areas as I zoom in just a little bit closer here. Give me 1 minute or so. Here in the capital city, we're talking about 1 to 2 inches of rain. Far southeastern Nebraska, 3+ inches of rain, certainly a possibility. Lesser amounts the farther northwest you go, higher amounts the farther southeast you go. This isn't that much of a change over the next 7 days. The bulk of our rain will be tonight into the day on Sunday and Monday. We should quiet down throughout the 7-day forecast, and we'll show that in just a moment. But playing out Skycast for the rest of this evening, heading closer to 10 p.m., notice the thunderstorm development in southeastern Nebraska as well as off and to the west. The general idea now is that we'll see thunderstorms in southeastern Nebraska, and then the ones off and to the west will slowly move off to the east as we get into the evening hours. But look at by midnight, south central, southeastern Nebraska, we have coverage all over the place. By 2 a.m., this does continue and could continue into early Sunday morning, but by 7 a.m., we should be quieting down. But we could be talking about damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, quarter-sized hail, heavy rainfall, certainly a possibility. Can't rule out an isolated tornado. That risk is on the lower end. It's not zero, but it is on the lower end. I think damaging winds and heavy rainfall are the main concerns as we go into this evening and the overnight hours as well. But Sunday afternoon, fairly quiet. Storms off to our west, maybe into southeastern Nebraska once again. We have a flood watch that continues until Monday morning for far southeastern Nebraska, and no surprise there, as that's where we could see a little bit of rain continue into Monday afternoon. So let's just recap everything. Weather alert day today. I'm showing Sunday because we could still see some storms into Sunday, but overnight tonight into Sunday morning could see those thunderstorms. But likely this evening, 70-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-sized hail, tornado threat once again low, flood watch in Lincoln till Sunday morning, 10 a.m., 1 to 3 inches, if not more rain possible into Sunday morning. So you're not only staying weather aware for the severe weather chances, but the possibility of flash flooding, which we really didn't see as we headed into Saturday morning. It was a damaging wind threat. We may be shifting to a heavy rainfall threat, but timing this all out, increasing storm chances by 10 o'clock, widespread activity by midnight. Moving on to our temperatures now, 50s, 60s, and 70s overnight tonight. We're talking about low 80s for our Sunday afternoon, August 10th. That's below average for this time of year. Then we'll be in the 50s and 60s Monday morning, so a little bit cooler compared to Sunday. Monday afternoon, nearing 90 to the northwest, but only in the 70s to the southeast. 78 degrees in Lincoln. That will be the coolest day out of the next 7 days. Forecasted low temperatures Tuesday morning, dropping down even further. We're talking about upper 50s to low to mid 60s. Tuesday afternoon, though, closing in on 90 degrees in many spots. Wednesday morning, rising a little bit further into the 60s. And then Wednesday afternoon, upper 80s to mid 90s, warmest conditions to our west. 7-day forecast, coolest days will be Sunday and Monday. Warmest days will be Friday and Saturday of this upcoming week. Rain chances dropping down from 40% on Sunday to no rain chance at this time Thursday and Friday with plenty of sunshine. And you can see across the states, not only here in Lincoln, but coolest day will be likely Sunday and Monday. Warmest days look to be Friday and Saturday. Could be Friday, though. August 15th, where we'll be in the mid to upper 90s, cooling down a little bit further Monday and Tuesday, the 18th and 19th. Dew points, though, remaining fairly humid, at least in southeastern Nebraska, throughout the week. Maybe a little bit drier as we head into Tuesday or Wednesday. But it does look like it's going to return hot and humid once again Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's the 15th through the 17th. That means heat advisories are certainly a possibility at this point. Rainfall chances over the next 10 days. Once we get past Sunday and Monday, they look to be far and few between, about 0 to 10 to 20% chance Tuesday through the following Tuesday. 8 to 14 day temperature outlook will show you that we're talking about above average temperatures continue, especially across central and western Nebraska, but if they do include us here in Lincoln, this will likely mean upper 80s to low 90s. And then in terms of precipitation, near normal conditions across the majority of the state, maybe a little bit drier in southeastern Nebraska and a little bit wetter out into north central Nebraska. I want to remind everyone once again, severe thunderstorms are certainly a possibility this evening and into the overnight hours. Damaging winds, large hail, maybe an isolated tornado, but certainly I think damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour and heavy rainfall are going to be the biggest concerns. It won't take that much wind to cause additional damage compared to what we saw this morning, but that heavy rainfall, flooding, certainly a concern in southeastern Nebraska. Make sure to stay tuned to 1011 News at 10. I'll have the latest forecast details, the latest model runs. We're going to see where exactly could we see those most devastating storms if they do occur tonight. But for now, everyone have a great evening. Stay safe out there. And as always, make sure to stay weather aware.